Hey yo, hey yo, hey. This Empress Jake, tapping back in with another message for another day. You feel me? Special day for me. Yeah, so we won't get into it. As you can hear in the background, I'm playing me some Billie Holiday. This is I'll Be Seeing You. Yeah, we just going to listen for a second. I hope that you woke up feeling happy, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, wonderful. Just your overall self, what you need to be feeling in every moment, right? And aware of that. So, as of today, 4 years ago, my mother became an ancestor. And God took her home, you know what I'm saying? And she answered the call, you feel me? My grief has come in waves, like it's been up and down and all around. It's been a journey. Like everything is a journey to myself. The journey to understanding why my mother had to become an ancestor at 58. Sorry for the background noise. I got my windows open. I live in the city of Chicago, so that's what you're going to hear, and know that it's everything is connected to the message. And I was just working, and I couldn't continue to work without giving this message because it's been playing in my head, right? This song, what she's saying is, she said, I'll find you in the morning sun. And when the night is new, right? Look for me. If I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. Okay, so with that being said, everything that I do, right? This is, like I said, my grief has been in waves, but everything that I've been doing in my life up until now, I see her in things, right? So that's been helping with the way that the wave has been going of the way I grieve. The very first year was so horrific because I was still allowing myself to go through, like I was going through a process. Everything hit me at the same time. I lost my mom. I was in a bad relationship. My children were not happy with me. I was not happy with the way I was mothering them because I knew that there was something I needed to achieve with them. There's something that I needed to do, but I couldn't achieve it within myself. Like I couldn't see myself achieving it because that's the first level. Like you have to be able to see yourself. You can have an idea. The idea will throw itself around in your mind and in your heart and in your soul because it's for you, right? But you just like can't see yourself doing that. Like I always wanted to just be with my children, just me and them. Nobody telling me how to raise them. Nobody telling me that like I am now healed. Like I wanted to feel better. I wanted to be better. I wanted to be able to give something more, right? Because I knew I could. Because I was starting to understand the things that I was going through differently. However, I was still stuck in the wave of not listening. So things started to happen. Lost my mom. Then my relationship was just shit. It was horrible. And if I didn't get out of that, it was going to kill me, right? And then like it was the issues with my children and knowing that I needed to take them to something more in their lives, in my life, in my time, like my mom did. But it was like how like I can't do none of these things. I had to get to rock bottom inside. Like I just, one day it was just, I felt it. Or I let myself feel it all. I just said, I'm done trying to mask this shit. Like, I'm not giving it no names anymore. I'm not saying this one did this to me and, oh God, it's horrible because he took my mom and that's the only parent I ever really had. Like, that she was it. I stopped feeling bad about that. I didn't understand it, but I was just like, okay, let me just cry it out. Let me just get as much of this shit out that I'm feeling by myself, right? And let me listen. I started turning off everything. I didn't want to listen to music. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want nobody to fucking help me. I didn't want to tell nobody what I was fucking feeling because I couldn't explain it. Then I started being guided in my mind to YouTube and to different people who were talking about exactly the energy I was feeling. Okay, so now I'm starting to find a little peace in this shit because I can cry at these videos now. Now what they saying is hitting me in a different way. Now I'm opening my mind up differently. Like I'm thinking different. So feeling a little bit different in my mind. I'm still hurting. I'm hurting. There is no fucking body for me to talk to about what the fuck I'm feeling. And I'm finally, after 39 years, I'm feeling this shit. I feel everything now. Everything, right? At that moment, I felt it all. The single parent, being a mom of these 3 wonderful children, not being able to really communicate with their dad, not really getting the proper help for them, not knowing how to take them to the next level, not knowing who I really want to be, who my mother was, like not really understanding that just yet. I hope you're following me. Started moving differently. Things was happening to me. Things were not feeling good. They were still fucking hurting as I was starting to learn things and understand a little bit more. Shit was hitting me physically in a different way. So I had to move. So I decided to leave where we lived at, left everything there. And I started to understand that I need shit. Like I don't want none of this shit. Like I was agitated. I was fucking mad. Like I was just agitated with everything. Everything pissed me off. Then I started asking God, why the fuck was everything pissing me off? Like, because I couldn't get happy. We like 6 months in now. 7 months in, I can't get happy. 8, 9 months in, had a job. Shit was happening. Like, fall apart of the relationship. 10 months in, boom, God, look, check it. I need help. Screamed it out. I left my home. I left everything. Went to a hotel with my kids. And said, God, I need your help. You better help. I need, are you listening? I'm going to give you, you took everything. I'm let it go. I wasn't trying to hold on to it. I let it go. Whatever he said, I had to go. Shit was agitating, itching, whatever. I let it go. And I didn't even look at it again, and I didn't even think twice about it. My mindset now wasn't on none of the shit that hurt no more. It was on how the fuck am I finna feel better? How? Because I got to get better. I got to get better. I can't even think about losing my mom like that no more. I got to think about how I'm gonna eat. How am I gonna feed my children? What the fuck legacy am I gonna leave? Because now I'm looking at it like, she left a legacy of love within me and wisdom that will last me for the rest of my life, will last my children, my grandchildren, everybody I meet. I could give you something because of what I've learned from my mother and then added on, learned how to teach and how to learn. She taught me how to learn. She taught me what I need to be learning. She taught me what to look for, where to look. And then I just expounded on that. But I wasn't able to really tap into those parts of myself until my mother passed away. I moved to Chicago 10 months after that, after she passed away. And I had no idea what I was going to do here. I just knew that I wasn't going to be doing the same things anymore. And then at that time when I had asked God, to help me, and I called out, I said specifically, because I felt it in my spirit. It must have been my guides, my ancestors, and my people was like, okay, this is what we need. This is what's going to help. I needed to go to a place that I could heal. I needed to learn how I needed that just threw me off. Spirit, like, yo. Anyway, I needed to learn how to heal. I needed to learn what to heal from. I needed to learn what I was going to add after I started to heal. Because remember, now I got like empty space, right? Because I've been working. That's why I was agitated. Because there were things in my life that no longer served the purpose that I needed to walk into. When something it's not taken, it's moved to a different level. You have to now push yourself and see all the things around you so that you could be pushed forward to the next level. So you can take all the things that you've learned and that you've gotten on that level to the next one. And that's what I was being ushered into. Like, I was meant to lose my mother on this realm because I gained her in a much greater capacity on the other side. And that's what I started to understand year one. Like after year one, going into two, coming to Chicago, starting to find these being found by the right programs, right? Salt and Light, Catholic Charities, therapy. Oh, now my mind is open to the fact that I'm going to one day feel much better, right? Her moving forward was not a loss. It was a gain in a humongous way. But I had to start to shed and start to understand that it was not in any way like a punishment. It wasn't a punishment from God. It wasn't saying that I wasn't important to him. It wasn't saying that he didn't love me. It wasn't saying that I did something so detrimentally wrong to my mother that she couldn't be here with me anymore. And those are the thoughts that we go through, when we first start to lose somebody. Like, what did I do? Like, and you start to get hatred towards the world and towards love and life and just different things. And that is not what we are to be doing when we are grieving. We need to feel the feels and we need to allow it to flow like water, because it's definitely a flow of it. Like, it's been up and down, it's been waves, it's been like, different, but 4 years and I'm saying I miss her the same every day. However, my understanding of her moving forward, her moving forward had nothing to do with me and gave me all the gain. That was hers and hers alone. When we grieve and we feel like we lost something, right? God took something from us. We're not seeing the most beautiful thing that was given was that person, that spirit was given for however many years it was given for, and it was given to you for a reason. It was yours, it was a part of your life, and it will always be a part of who you are. If you allow that to be what you think of and you cry when you need to cry, you be happy about funny moments, you be happy about with the love that was given to you, right? And then you also have had that love, right? So it's never taken from you. When you need a reminder of who you are, you go back into the memory bank and you bring out those memories of those people that you love the most that are no longer in physical, in our physical world. That will help you to remember that pure love. You know what I'm saying? It's never lost. She didn't like everything about her die. No, she transitioned. She went somewhere else, and I still feel her, and I feel her more. And as the years have been going by, I've been getting a more understanding of her passing and who I'm becoming. And I feel like when a matriarch like my mother, or anyone passes, it's like their spirit does not die. It gets moved to the next one. Like, I have so much more of her in me these days. And it's more of the understanding of life, more of the understanding of what I've been through and what I perceive off of the things that I see now. And, I talk about her maybe a little less, but in a different type of way, because I'm not mourning her per se. I want to make sure that I remember her each day in the way that I move, in the way that I am becoming more of myself. Okay. And using the things and the talents and the gifts and just everything that I learned from her. Hold on, y'all. To allow me to be grand like she was, and to take my line to the next level so that my children have less of a hardship, more of the glory of who we truly are. Because I believe that when each one of us get closer to our ancestors and get closer to the truth of who we are and remember the ones that came before, and don't fall victim to grieving in a way that is detrimental to the memory and to the respect of who they were and who God gave them. God gave them to you. So it's like when we be like, oh my God, like forever, we just always sad, and we're not looking at the beauty of their life. We are not giving God the glory of giving us them. Like she was everything. I would not like sit around and be like, oh, what was me? And I know I'm out here physically alone now, but I'm strong because of it. Like I've reached a level of love for myself that I had to get to, and it was imperative because the love that she gave me was so overpowering and so amazing that I forgot that I needed to love myself like that. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, she loved me so much that I didn't really, because I was so hurt, right? It's like she overcompensated for what happened in my youth and tried, but she overcompensated it for it so much that it was like more of a crutch in some ways, because she would always say that I needed to heal myself and I needed to go to the next level and stuff, but I didn't know how to do that because like it was such of a big understanding to her of my faults. Like she understood it. She understood why I was the certain way, right? However, she never said that it was okay to be that way. But she also didn't, because she was who she was, she couldn't like, she just loved me, man. Like she just loved me. So it's like I could do wrong, but not in a way that you would think. Like she would be more disappointed, you know? And that's what always propelled me to do my best, because I didn't want her disappointed, not her, you know? And so my grief has been like, it's been good. I could say that. I'm better than I thought I would be. Oh my gosh, I'm so much better. I don't cry in the same way I do. It's more happy tears. I'm a better me. I'm a better mom. I'm a good mom now. Like really good. I was good before, but I'm exceptional now. Like, cause I think about things better. There's so much more to go and so much more to grow, cause I ain't, there yet. But I ain't never gonna be. I'm gonna always be like surviving. Excuse me, y'all. Surpassing the last level and striving to get better. Even if I feel like, damn, I done reached this level that in my mind is like a mastery level, right? My mom's level to me of who she was as a person, happy with her life, who she was, what she did, how she moved, how she raised me, how she helped me with the kids, how she left this legacy inside of me. Like, I want that. But once I feel like I get there, I want to get to another level, right? I want to keep moving as far and as high as I can go. Because of my mom. Because she was fucking grand, bro. Sis, she was everything. I got that blood coursing through my veins. Like, I didn't lose any damn thing. She was just removed from this realm in the physical spirit, in the physical body. And now she just remains as her spirit. And she got pushed to the next level of her existence. Like, she gained like her wings because she was a true angel, and she completed every test that she needed to complete, and she passed it with flying colors. So when she even went through her struggles and trials and tribulations with like cancer, it was not like what you see other people go through with cancer. It wasn't. And I'm sorry for those whose people, because she did suffer. Don't get me incorrect. She suffered, but not in the way that you're used to seeing it on TV, like a deterioration. It didn't come to like the end, and it wasn't even much then. Like, I feel like God really loved her. Like, he showed how much, but it wasn't just how much he loved her. It was how much she gained, like his respect and his love. Even we always have his love, but it was like she gained like respect from the other spiritual realms, and like everything, they used every power that they could to keep her in a way that was not like, she didn't suffer in a way that was real bad. She suffered enough, right? She suffered enough. She went through enough. For her not being able to move around, do things, that was suffering at its like worst, right? But I thought that it was going to be like my beautiful mother was like, I thought it was going to be so different, but it wasn't. It was like manageable, and when it was bad, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I was already prepared, because at first I expected the best, but I was preparing for the worst inside. But I didn't want my children to know, and it was hard to cry. It was a lot I had to go through. So I had to grieve for missing her, and the fact that how it went at the same time, because I couldn't grieve while it was happening, because I had to keep a good face for everybody, my grandmother, my kids, myself, even for professionals around, for everybody. I had to keep a face. I'll never do that shit again. I ain't keeping no face. Unless it's with the one I have. Like, if I'm already feeling like this, then this is what you're going to get. But if I'm feeling some other way, I'm not going to hide it anymore, because that hurt. That hurt a lot. So that's another thing. I'm not hiding how I feel anymore. I'm not hiding from myself. Okay. I remember the lessons that she left that remain inside of me. And those are the things that she went through and how she got out of them mentally. And then one better is seeing things my way, as what she went through, how she did it, and like just doing it in my way, and that's been working for me. I see I want people in my life, but I know what it feels like to have the wrong people in your life. I know what it feels like to want things because you feel like you've never had that before. So I've learned how to give those things to myself. And it was always there. The love that I want has to come from me first. And it has to be remembered from those who already love me, who've taught me how to love myself. My mother taught me how to love myself, and she taught me through the way she loved me, and then the way God loves me. I take all of that in, and I allow that to help me heal through the fact that my mother has been moved over to becoming an ancestor. So I feel like the way I look at grief, the way I'm looking at the way my life has been after she was removed from this realm, it's in a more calm and healthy way. Like, I feel good, y'all. I'm not sad like that. So I say that because I feel like there are other people who have been missing somebody or may miss someone at some point. And I pray that you find this video, and I pray that you understand. It's, first of all, get that crying out. Let man, that first 2, damn near almost 3 years, I let it out. But it became different when I hold it back. Don't hold it back. Whenever you're feeling something, let it out. Cry, write it down, start to allow God to change you in the ways that he needs to change you. First, you ask for the help, then you listen for the steps, and you watch for the guidance. And then you remember the one that was before, because they usually will always be the one to open up the door. They'll be the ones to usher you into the next side, especially when you're paying attention to how things are happening. It's a pattern. It's a reason for things, and it's a reason at that time. Everything needed to open up in my life so that it could open up for my children, but certain things needed to be placed somewhere else because their maximum had been achieved over here. I don't think there was nothing else that she could do. There was nothing else. I know my mother only lived for 58. She lived for 58 years on this side. However, she was very old. Her spirit was old. Like, do you ever meet somebody just old, like, but young at the same time? She had this beauty about her that was like, you couldn't put your finger on why she was that beautiful. But it actually came from the inside, and it just radiated everywhere else. Her speech was beautiful, except for when she was having to mother me. And that was never easy when I needed to go somewhere else mentally, spiritually, physically. She was a very great guide. And I know that her life was very tumultuous. Like, she had a lot of things happening to her at a young age. She experienced things that most people would have fell apart from. right? And then she always was a conduit of wonderful energy for other people. She held space for other people. If you needed something, she would give it to you. You know, she went through a lot of years of abuse, but she never let that hold her back from loving people, right? And she taught me forgiveness. She was big on forgiving. Like, nah, it happened. You forgive them. She always said, you never know what that person had went through. You never know what they had to deal with in the darkness. You just don't know. So because of I didn't know what she was doing when she was teaching me how to give people grace. Give people grace. That's godly, right? All the things I'm speaking of, I believe, are part of the reasons why, because she kept her spirit as clean as she could, even though there was dirt being thrown at her all the time. She learned the art of cleaning her spirit, and she did her best to keep the spirits that came from her as clean as she could. And she did her best to be a good guide, the best guide that she could be. Nothing else mattered but the things that she felt. And it was always towards her family. It was always towards making sure that we were the best that we could be, and that we knew that we were loved. And she didn't always she would say it, but it wasn't always in her words. It was always in her actions. It was always in the way that she cared for you, the way that she would show up for you, the way she showed up for herself, right? And the way that she took care of my grandmother, she took care of my aunties, she took care of their children when they needed help. She was big deal, you know. And I know that big deal didn't end. Where you think that energy went? Energy doesn't die. It doesn't die. It gets transferred. It gets transferred, and it moves forward. You know, it comes bigger. Energy doesn't die. So my grieving has been going okay. And like I said, even when there was those days come by that is sadder than normal, I'm going to deal with it. It's okay, because it's part of the process, right? It's a wave, up and down, all around, but back to me. So I feel like if we allow ourselves to allow it to make us better, remembering who we come from and they love for us, we could walk through this life without sadness. We could walk through this life with receiving the things that God moves for us and does for us as that, just that, to make us better, to allow us to be. One day I'm becoming an elder. You know what I'm saying? In this life, and one day I'm gonna be an ancestor. And I believe that that's just, and I don't think that, like, I pray that, I get to be here for a very long time. However, if I'm going to be an ancestor early, it's cool. I know that means that every day I have to work, because I saw how my mother's life went. I believe that it was God's intention for me to understand that there's no time to waste. Don't waste no time. Confirmation. No day should be wasted. Every day should be used as if it is the last day, in case, like, it is the last day. You need to make sure you dot in every I and every T that you can reach every day. You need to make sure that you are showing up for yourself and other people in your special way. You need to know who you are. You need to grow on it, and you need to walk with that every day. You need to be walking with God, your spirit guides, whoever you believe in, and you need to be believing in things. You need to allow yourself to feel the truth of yourself, and allow all the shit that we've been taught, all the things that really aren't for us, not what we've been taught by our guides, our parents, and those who are supposed to be giving us certain things, even the things you think are bad. You're supposed to be making those things right for your people. And some of us have a lot more than others. However, you have to be paying attention to it. So, like, the more that we're, like, looking for the good in things, the more we can understand our job. The more we can understand, like, oh, what did they give? Okay. All right. So when we're in those moments where we really miss them and we really not understand it, because your body will heal the way it's supposed to. If you go through this correctly, God is going to give you everything you need to understand. You see him in dreams. She's gone. I saw her last night. in my dream. You know what I'm saying? She's never away from me. I just can't call her on the telephone, but I got a phone I can hit her up on. She's closer actually. She's always here, and she's helping inside my mind and inside my heart to, like, every time I do something that's good for me, she's allowing me to get better understanding, remember things in her life that coincide with what I may be going through. And it makes me really love my blood more. Like, every time I go through something and I feel my mother, I love who I am, and I have more gratitude. I believe that's what the big thing is. I am not grieving. I have so much gratitude. I have so much gratitude for my mother's life. I have so much gratitude that I was the chosen one. Like, I was chosen to be her daughter. So that means that comes with, it's a price. You know, she sacrificed a lot of things so that she could be the person that she was. She was no bullshit. She was not about no nonsense neither. She didn't play no small. Nah, she knew she was big. She knew, and she walked with that energy every day. And she taught me that every day when you walk outside, you are on stage. And she did not mean it in a way where you need to try to be like better. You need to be your best because God is watching. You on life stage and God is watching. He is the viewer of our movie. He is watching everything you do, and in every way you will be tested. He is going to see when you pass that test, fail that test, try to get over the test, try to cheat on the test. He knows, and he moves accordingly to that. Your life is the direct everything that happens in your life is the sum of all of the things that you've done. So the good, the bad, you know, the positives, the negatives, the things that get subtracted, the things that get you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you do, good, bad, whatever, he's seeing it, and he equals everything out in the end. And you could tell by the way the life goes. God taking everything God took in. He took everything from me. He didn't really take it. If it wasn't here, if it wasn't for me, it had to go. Things were placed where they needed to be so that I could move forward. Blockages were over. Everything opened up in every way. My third eye got open. It was like, must have been really dirty. Like, I couldn't see. Then one day, it was just open. And like, I could see life different. I see me different. I see every freaking thing. I can see people's auras now. I know how to move right. I know when to stop. I know when to go. I know that in everything and in every way, I have to be talking to my people, my ancestors. And I need to remember I'm not alone. I need to only put myself in situations that make me feel good. Like how my mom made me feel. And I've been finding situations that make me feel good like that because I already start with that energy. Like, I'm already in it. I feel good about me every day. And when I don't, I work on that because that energy is me. I'm love. I love myself. I love those around me. I love those I come from. It doesn't matter what was done to me because it was done for me. And I don't hold no grudge. I've forgiven everything. There's nothing I need. Like, I don't even like to say forgiven because that would mean that something was done incorrectly. And I'm starting to understand that nothing was done wrong. It was all done the right way. It was just all in the way that I look at it. And the more I have more of an attitude of gratitude, the more I love my life and the better I feel about it. Slower I go, the faster I actually move. The more I allow myself to understand, the more I grow. And I just be walking around here with really good energy because I work on it and I take my naps and I remember the things that my mother did to make her skin good. I sit back and I think about how she dressed at this certain age. You know, like I think about, I don't have her pictures right now. I don't have things that I thought I needed. See, thought I needed all those things to keep me connected to her. All I ever needed was to pay attention to what I was thinking and what I was feeling and who was talking to me on the other side. People think you crazy, but however, when you get connected enough to yourself, you know if you know. You know what I'm saying? You get connected and it's like, there's no problems because all I have to do is say, what's that? Wait, what? And there is an immediate understanding of what I'm going through, and I know exactly what to do. Boop, in the press of a button, right? In the ring of a phone, in the ding of a notification. My answers to whatever that situation was have come. You don't need anything outside of yourself to be okay with grief, to find the gratitude in what is truly a beautiful process of life, right? Once you watch the birth, once you've seen birth, know that death is as beautiful as the birth, right? There is no ending to your energy. It is a replacement. It gets placed. It repurposed is what I heard. It gets repurposed. And depending on the frequency that you create in this lifetime will be the catalyst for how far you go when it's time to be repurposed. Your frequency is going to determine your trajectory. That's what they said. So the higher we vibe, when people be like, your vibe, that shit is real. That shit's real because, right, it's energy. That's what we omit from our body, from our spirit, from all of the things that we have going on. It's energy, right? And your aura, it is seen by certain ones or whatever. It's on your body, your aura. And then this is how I look at it, what I see. And then your frequency is added or detracted from during your day, during your life, through your speech, through the moments that you're sitting, through everything that we're doing. It's like we're adding to the way our machine is moving, how fast it's going, how slow it's going, the way that it's moved. Every movement we are calculating actually by the way we move in our life, the thoughts that we think, the things that we're doing, everything is connected to your energy and it's connected to the frequency. And then it's the propeller for the way you move, where your frequency goes. The propeller are your actions. So if I've lived a life of 40 years of doing a lot of things that I knew were not correct, which is my story, because I was hurt and I went through whatever, okay? And then all of a sudden, well, actually 39 years, and then on the 40th year of my life changed. I got 39 years, then 40, I was a different person. That was a blessing. That was the second shift of my life. That was the second part of it. Now, if I would have remained in that same energy till now, I don't know how far I would be still going or at what rate I would be moving, okay? Where my energy would be or what it even would be looking like. And the energies around me, what they would look like. Now that my energy is different, I've moved myself to a different frequency with everything that I was allowing myself to understand. It was like I got another point, closer and closer to where I needed to go to get to touch a propeller. So it's like there are things in your life that you need to get to, right? But the more you allow certain things that are happening in your life to propel you by allowing yourself to understand it on a level that it can propel you, allow you to reach a propeller that will get you to the next level in a way that is healthy and safe and the way that God has made for you, instead of propelling you in another way. Because there's always two paths. There's more, actually. There's many paths we could take. It's a choice. There's always that one that is the right one. But there's only there's other ways to the goal. But I don't believe it. I believe that it's that one purpose. Like, that is what you came to do. And when you don't do that, you know when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, because everything that happens is always hurting. It's always bad. You never understand why this happened. You can't get the justification of it. So you can't find the love. You can't find the beauty. You can't heal from it. Everything is done for us, not to us. So when you allow it to be actually the propeller, like, it allows you to get to the propeller, that my mother repurposing of her energy pushed me somewhere else. I hit a propeller, y'all. I hit a propeller. It was like I touched it and it was like, whoa, okay, this is something different. I've never been here. This is new. Like, what? But damn. And then it was like, once you touch this, you can't look back. You can't look back as to look. You can assess. But you're not digging into that shit no more. So it's like, you see, so you no longer are able to even remember the energy that you were in once you allow your frequency, like, to be when you're propelled to the next level. You don't remember that. So then it's like a healing of the last few levels. So now I can talk about them, so that while I'm talking about them, it's helping me to heal myself in certain areas, so that I can hit the next propeller. So now I have more space, because for every new, like, area of, like, life, you need to have space for something new. You cannot always keep all those other things. Like, things are a foundation for who we are, character, and how we know who we are through, like, things, that we've been through, people, whatever. But there are a lot of things that when you hit certain points of yourself, they gotta go. You just let them go. It doesn't mean that whoever taught you that was less, or what it actually means is you are going to be propelled forward, because you did something that your people were waiting for you to do. It is already written. It is already said. God already wrote down the map of my life, the map of my mother's life, the map of the whole line of my people. It was written already. And so the more that we allow ourselves to be propelled forward and change our frequency, it's like, eventually you get to see a little bit of the path. You get to see it before it comes. You get to start to be able to understand things before it happens. You get more. You get more. The map. You get the map a little bit. You start to understand. There's no darkness in the ways that it used to be darkness. Darkness now, it's in the shadows. It's always going to be in the shadows. That's where it's going to be. So when it seeps into your light, you see it. It's always there. I see that shit creeping in all the time. But I don't allow it, because I'm vibing high. And when I'm starting to feel myself drifting down, I'm working on that. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it like, oh, I'm not feeling this today. And certain times you have to sit in it. Because once you sit in it, and then you already know, you have a system in yourself that allows you to talk to God in them moments, or your people, and be like, yo, like, I'm really not feeling this. Can you help me with it? That has been the biggest thing. And then being able to learn to talk to my mom, and having a way that I deal with how I talk to her, understanding that I can. And it's not wrong for me wanting to. It's not, none of that's wrong. It's understanding that that's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to understand that you still love them. They still need to know that you know that they're here. That's when you feel more. You feel your people more when you acknowledge them. Acknowledge that you feel them, or ask for that. I acknowledge my grandfather. I acknowledge my grandmothers, all of them. And it really didn't come until my mother passed over to the other side. And I'm so grateful that she was my mother. I'm grateful that I get it now. I'm grateful that I allowed God to work with me and through me and use me as a tool, because that's what we are. We're tools. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate this life. I appreciate this blood I hold. It's special. Everybody's blood is special. You make it special. You know what I'm saying? You teach people how special y'all are, because you talk about it, the way you move, like your stories, like The way you hold your people up high, because you know, I'll never let my mother die. Her memory will never, ever die. Never. She will always be remembered by the way I move. When you see one of mine, you'll never forget me. And then so on and so forth. And that's what she taught me. I took that from her. Like, be good, do the right things always. Always. Pray, believe in God your way, the way it feels correct to you. And don't accept no wooden nickels. That was her favorite saying. Don't accept no wooden nickels, meaning take nothing fake, and don't be that way neither. Don't be giving out no wooden nickels either, right? So and own who you are. And every day when you walk out that door, baby, you on stage. Give them something good to see. Okay? So happy Ancestor Day to my mother, 4 years. And if you are dealing with the same or anything close or similar, I'm offering you some, I'm sending you some good vibes, some love, you know what I'm saying? Because a hug, like I know what you could be going through. And I pray that you could find something in my video that gives you something to look at and think about a little differently, okay? So above all, please continue to take care of yourself and your loved ones, right? Look at life a little bit different, all right? Just try. I love you. Sending you some love if you need it, a hug if you need one, a kiss if you need one. I'm MJ333. Later.